Here's more wrestling news for October 30th, 2025. Your headlines for this afternoon include: fans shocked as Bobby Fish looks unrecognizable, WWE fans in disbelief. Booker T criticizes Jade Cargill's AEW run, no memorable matches. AEW Tag Team reportedly facing uncertain future, WWE steps in. Bryan Danielson confirms AEW star out indefinitely, replacement announced. Death Riders cross the line again on AEW Dynamite, fans outraged. Poorly executed spot leaves Jon Moxley injured and furious, full details. Samoa Joe makes Hook tap out on AEW Dynamite, earns title shot at Full Gear, and more. Fans of the Undisputed Era will remember Bobby Fish as one of the group's founding members, a key part of the dominant NXT faction alongside Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. But since his release from WWE in 2021, Fish's transformation has left many longtime fans stunned. Now 48 years old, Bobby Fish looks almost completely different from the man who once carried gold in NXT. He's debuted a gray beard, a stark contrast to the darker, dyed look he sported during his WWE and AEW runs. The natural change gives him a more rugged, weathered appearance, a look that has fans doing a double take after seeing his recent photos. Since leaving WWE, Fish has stayed active on the independent circuit, proving that his passion for wrestling hasn't faded. He's competed in promotions like AEW, TNA Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Major League Wrestling, where he recently faced Ariel Dominguez. Despite no longer being under a major company contract, Fish continues to test himself in the ring and remains a respected veteran wherever he goes. It's almost startling to see how much he's changed in such a short time, but it's also a testament to how much he's evolved since stepping away from WWE's spotlight. Would you have recognized Bobby Fish if no one told you who he was? WWE Hall of Famer Booker T is standing by his take on Jade Cargill's AEW run, and he's not backing down after the backlash. The wrestling legend stirred up reactions when he recently called Cargill fresh off AEW following her injury in WWE, blaming inexperience for the mishap. Now he's doubling down, saying he couldn't name a single memorable match from her time in All Elite Wrestling. Speaking on his Hall of Fame podcast, Booker admitted that Cargill's AEW tenure didn't leave a lasting impression on him, at least not in the ring. The reference was about Jade Cargill's run in AEW. My thing is, I can't remember one Jade Cargill match as far as who she wrestled. Nothing's memorable. Who was it that she dropped the title to? Chris Statlander? I don't think it was Statlander. I can't remember the girl's name. That comment drew sharp responses from fans who argued Cargill's 60-match win streak and TBS title reign were more than memorable. Still, Booker emphasized that he wasn't trying to tear her down, he was simply speaking from his perspective. He also took a moment to give Cargill credit where he felt it was due. Despite what he sees as a lack of standout matches in AEW, Booker praised her for jumping into WWE's main stage with minimal experience and holding her own. I want to talk about 2 years in the business, 2 years being on an active roster, and how hard it is to go out and perform in front of thousands of people while being so young in the business. Someone like Jade, I've got to give her a lot of credit. Going out in front of so many people without having the experience of Charlotte Flair, Bayley, or Naomi, and still saying, I'm ready to get into the frying pan. Booker T made it clear he respects Jade's growth and confidence, but that doesn't change how he feels about her previous run. From his view, AEW simply didn't give her the kind of matches that would cement her legacy yet. What do you think? Was Jade Cargill's AEW run truly forgettable? Please share your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. A new update has surfaced regarding the current status of Private Party as questions continue to grow about their long absence from AEW television. The high-flying duo of Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy haven't been seen on AEW programming since late January, when they lost the AEW World Tag Team titles to the Hurt Syndicate. Since then, their presence has been minimal, not only on AEW, but also on the independent circuit. Their last recorded match took place in March, leaving fans wondering what's next for one of AEW's most entertaining tag teams. According to a new report from Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, both members of Private Party are still under contract with AEW, and there's currently no indication that they're on their way out. However, their contract expirations won't align, as injury time may be added to Mark Quinn's deal following his previous hiatus in 2023. The report also notes that there's no confirmation on whether the duo plans to leave AEW once their contracts do expire, despite what's being described as preliminary interest from WWE. Interestingly, Fightful's report also touches on a noticeable change in Private Party's appearance. Both Quen and Cassidy have bulked up considerably in recent months, and there appears to be a reason behind it. The Hurt Syndicate, the same faction that defeated them for the tag titles, are reportedly big supporters of the team and have been very helpful behind the scenes. MVP's group is said to have advised Private Party to intensify their training regimen and focus on improving their overall physical presence. While the duo's in-ring future remains uncertain, it's clear they're staying active and preparing for the next chapter of their careers, whether that's a renewed push in AEW or an eventual move elsewhere. What do you think about this latest update? Would you like to see Private Party eventually make the jump to WWE, or do you think their best run is still waiting to happen in AEW? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Over the years, Bryan Danielson has changed his look with various hairstyles and facial hair, but given this week was a Halloween-themed episode called Fright Night Dynamite, he decided to appear in costume. In typical Danielson fashion, he kept it wrestling-related and dressed up as Hechicero, complete with his mask and cape, which aligns with his previous vocal enthusiasm for the luchador. However, it wasn't all fun and jokes for Danielson this week, as he had to reveal some heartbreaking news during the show about a popular star suffering a major injury. The star in question is Penelope Ford, who is now out of action, as Danielson revealed. She turned up with her arm in a sling alongside Megan Bayne for a backstage interview with Tony Schiavone. He confirmed that Ford suffered an injury during their tag team match against Ty Mello and Anna Jay last week in what was the first round of the AEW Women's World Tag Team title tournament. She was hurt when hitting a moonsault to the outside of the ring, suffering a torn UCL that has put her out of action indefinitely. It's left Bayne without a partner for the rest of the tournament, and she asked for a replacement to step up. That led to Marina Shafir appearing with Jon Moxley to answer the call, as they sealed the deal with a fist bump. It forces a major change in the AEW Women's World Tag Team title picture, with two powerhouses, Shafir and Bayne, coming together to form an impressive duo. Meanwhile, the Sisters of Sin, Julia Hart and Sky Blue, were able to defeat Queen Aminata and Jamie Hayter in their first round match this week. They advanced further in the tournament via some interference from Tekla. Bayne and Shafir will be put to the test in the next round as they compete against the winners of the Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa versus Alex Windsor and Riho match, giving fans a chance to see how the new partnership works out. In other AEW news, Jon Moxley found himself overwhelmed and terrified during a rematch against Kyle O'Reilly on AEW Dynamite this week, as his current character transformation continues to develop. O'Reilly showcased his impressive submission skills, wrapping Moxley up like a pretzel throughout the encounter. However, Moxley got lucky as O'Reilly lost track of the count outside the ring while he was choking the Death Rider out with a guillotine, which led to a double countout taking place. The Death Riders then sought revenge as they attacked O'Reilly after the bell until the conglomeration and Darby Allin arrived to even things up, setting the stage for a significant announcement. That moment came when Mark Briscoe gave the microphone to Orange Cassidy, who declared the need for blood and guts, which got a huge pop. Unfortunately, the segment was rushed by Moxley and O'Reilly, despite the brilliant chemistry that they have in the ring. It makes sense that AEW still hasn't given a definitive result for their encounter. The double countout finish wasn't quite as effective as last week though, and it would have made more sense for O'Reilly to win by having Moxley walk out rather than the decision that was made. However, the Blood and Guts match announcement was the big talking point here, meaning AEW will deliver 2 of these in November. Despite that excitement, hopefully the women's match will still be the priority, given that it's the first time the contest has happened in the women's division. The Death Riders losing in Blood and Guts could be the final nail for this current form of the group, especially if Mox is the one to quit, which would continue their recent storyline. During the recent match, Jon Moxley once again found himself bleeding, this time after being caught under the eye by Kyle O'Reilly. The incident occurred mid-match when O'Reilly caught Moxley with a strike that left a noticeable cut just below his eye. Referee Aubrey Edwards immediately attempted to check on the former AEW World Champion, but Moxley waved her off and stayed in character, refusing to break from the intensity of the moment. According to a report from F4W Online, the cut was accidental, though Moxley was said to be unhappy with the execution of the spot. Medical personnel later examined him backstage, but as of now, the severity of the injury remains unclear. Moxley has built a reputation for toughness and rarely lets injuries slow him down, so it's unlikely this minor setback will keep him out of action for long. We'll keep you updated as more details on his condition become available. AEW Dynamite closed the night with a high-stakes #1 contenders match featuring Bobby Lashley, Ricochet, Samoa Joe, and Hook in a fast-paced fatal 4-way. The bout delivered non-stop action, with each man coming close to victory. Ricochet once again proved to be a distraction for Lashley, allowing Samoa Joe to capitalize and force Hook to tap out to the Coquina Clutch. Immediately after, Joe signed the contract for his upcoming World Championship match and destroyed the Halloween props around the ring, mistakenly assuming Adam Page was dressed as the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Instead, Page revealed himself in a clever twist, dressed as Tony Schiavone's Phantom of the Opera look from classic Halloween Havoc broadcasts. The surprise gave Page the opening to strike as he leveled Joe with a buckshot lariat before officials pulled him away. The segment closed Dynamite on a strong note, an action-packed match followed by a fun, story-driven post-match moment that kept fans engaged. Lashley stood out as a dominant powerhouse, while Ricochet shined with his signature high-flying style. Hook's inclusion raised some questions given his standing, but he performed well and was the logical choice to take the fall due to his past with Joe. Overall, it was a satisfying finish that advanced the ongoing rivalry between Joe and Page while maintaining AEW's balance of storytelling and athleticism. With a month to build toward their title clash, potential matches involving Page, Shibata, or Hobbs could further intensify this developing feud. For all of our subscribers, don't miss the 9 a.m. Eastern video we dropped earlier today. Smash that bell icon and select all notifications so you're always in the loop.